Hello guys, welcome to another video where I kind of just talk about random stuff. Either stuff that's happened to me in real life or just dumb stuff on the internet. Now, a little thing about me is that I love watching apocalypse content. Like, I pretty much just find new ones like their Pokemon cards. I even have a Wattpad story where a different apocalypse happened in one apocalypse and it's sort of a multiverse kind of thing that I kind of just stopped working on for some reason. I swear I'm going to continue it one day. Now, even though I say I love watching apocalypse content, I really only watch a handful of them. Why? Because I'm a scaredy cat, that's why. So, out of all of them out there, I just know, about 10 of them. Out of, a million or whatever. Now, I either find out about these apocalypse through people, making analysis videos about them, or just me finding them myself. It's usually the first option for the most part. Like SCP-7004 or SCP-7, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The way I found out about this apocalypse SCP is pretty simple. I was just bored and I was just scrolling through the rubber. That's really it. And what drew me to it was the thumbnail. If you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's be honest. SCP thumbnails have always been kind of crazy. You'll see what I mean. Now, while I found the other ones pretty easily, for some reason, I had to go down a really weird rabbit hole to find out about the one and only Objectified. Yeah, the one comic that I made reaction videos about. While the other ones sort of just been recommended to me from YouTube, in order for me to find Objectified, I had to go through a long journey that started years before I even found it. Filled with domino effects, just pure luck, to the point where I think the even universe itself really wanted me to find out about this comic that has an extremely small fan base and is not very known about in a community that's also not very known about somehow. And if you think I'm exaggerating stuff, I'm really not. That's just how weird and crazy this story is. And it all starts with a little blue creature that has purple hair. Can you guess who it is? That's right, it's Pippi. From Learning with Pippi. Just stay with me here, it'll all come together at some point. It all started when I was just a little itty-bitty stupid child and I was watching my downloaded videos on YouTube and stuff. So you know how under playlist there's a little recommended thing that it recommends you stuff that's similar to the thing that's in that playlist? Well, for some reason Pippi was in there. I don't know what I had in my playlist for it to be there, but it was there. But then again, this was when Pippi was getting popular, and usually when something gets popular, it kind of just gets recommended to everyone, so. Now here's the weird thing, I probably wouldn't even have clicked on the video if it weren't for a pretty weird mistake I made. Somehow, when I was looking at the thumbnail, I thought Pippi was a cat. I don't know how I thought that. Maybe it was because of the way her hair was positioned. It kind of looked like a cat ear a little bit. Kind of, I guess. Although this was when my cat obsession was at its peak. It's still literally the only animal I draw. But this was when the cat thing was at its peak. I literally had calendar cat photos just on my walls. Just don't judge me. Now, even though when I was watching the video and I saw Pippi clearly wasn't a cat, I luckily continued to watch the video and I just fell in love with it. And I just find it so weird that I wouldn't have known about two apocalypses because of a stupid little mistake. However, again, this was when Pippi was in its prime, so I probably would have found out about it anyways, but still. Then I just spent the next few years just liking it, watching the trailer over and over, the FNF match, which comes into play, feeling sad that the show wasn't greenlit. No, seriously, this show was robbed. However, as I said earlier, another community actually plays into this, the FNF community. Now, I don't really feel like explaining FNF because I wasn't completely into it like other stuff. But to put it simply, in case you somehow don't know about it, it's like a 2D rhythm game where you rap against people. That's pretty much all it is. It's pretty cool, to be honest. There was also this thing called FNF mods where people can pretty much just make their own rhythm thing. I'm not really good at explaining stuff, like, good. Now, since Pippi was popular during this time, there were a lot of Pippi-inspired mods, and usually the mods were popular cartoon characters getting infected, as that was pretty much the main plot of Pippi. Some of my favorite of these mods being the Steven Universe one and the one with Twilight Sparkle. I really like this one. I guess Sliced was okay, the one with the annoying orange. I just heard that one way too much. However, there was one mod that just kicked things forward. BFIC, standing for Battle for Corrupted Island, coming from the show BFDI, Battle for Dream Island, which introduced me to the OSC, the Object Show community. Although I doubt they'll see this video, just thank you so much, J-Bash Animates, I think, for this mod. Like, I will be forever love BFIC. God dang it. BFIC, like, it'll forever be my favorite mod because you just introduced me to this really cool community. Just thank you. I just realized I said it wrong twice. It's BFCI. I'm so stupid, bro. Before I get to the next point, can I say something real quick about these mods? Something that made me really mad, like even to this day, when people used to call the Pippi corruption the FNF corruption. Like, that really made me mad because the actual FNF corruption is a completely different thing. I don't know, this made me feel so much rage. Also, another funny thing is that I actually found BFDI before Pippi, but what made me stop watching it was when I got to episode 2, I think, the part where Leafy and Ice Cube were going down the little elevator thing. At the part where Leafy put the bowling ball over Ice Cube and said they were falling at the same rate or something, my dumb young brain thought that because of that part, it was an education show, because like that part sounded like something you would hear in school. So I just clicked off of it. Because, like, I quite literally thought that it was an object show for babies. Literally. And, boy, I was so wrong. But thankfully, I got back, like, years later because of Pippi. Now, at this point, you can kind of see how I got to Objectified from this point. At Objectified is in the OSC. But already, you can see how complicated the story already was just to get to this point. And we're not even done yet. And it gets even weirder from here. Now, this part is going to sound weird, but I swear it plays into the story. Snap Cube. And the part that plays into this is this one specific clip from a Sonic Dove. Please just stay with me here. I swear it'll make sense. Now, when I listen to audio, I tend to, like, add, like, my own little characters to it, like, in my head. Kind of like when you listen to, like, epic, cool music, and you imagine a cool fight scene to it in your head and stuff. It's kind of like that. And when I was listening to this audio, I kind of just imagined little object show characters, like, with the audio. And that would later turn into my first object show. Not Food Fight. That's a completely different thing. That was made recently. But a little comment I made a few years ago called EOS, which stands for the Epic Object Show. Now, OSC fans, I know what you're thinking. Isn't there already an object show called the Epic Object Show? And that I would say yes. But here's the thing. When I made my object show, the other one made by Snowy Peckle, I don't know how to say it, wasn't made yet. Like, when I looked it up to make sure there weren't other object shows with the same name as mine, pretty much nothing showed up. So, mine came first. You can't say I copied, because I made it first. Maybe. I don't know when they decided to make their own object show. Whatever. I made mine. I didn't copy them. Stop. So, I made my little object show that's kind of on hiatus, basically. I hope I get back to it, but I most likely won't. I'm sorry. Now, fast forward a year later, and now I'm in high school. I was walking into my STEM class, like it was the first day of school, and I was walking into the class looking for a table to sit at. Like, there were 4 seats at, like, 6 different tables. I don't remember. And there was a table at like the far like side of the classroom that was like in the far corner, but it was already full, and I didn't feel like sitting at the table next to it because I think there were just a bit too many there were a bit too many people there, and I didn't feel like sitting next to them. Yeah. So I sat at the table with the least amount of people, I think, maybe, I don't completely remember. And that's when I sat near someone that would become my greatest friend, Izzy. You better be watching this video, Izzy. Now, on the first few days, we didn't really click with each other. We kind of just sat next to each other. And this is when my object show comes into place. So pretty much, I was just doodling one of my characters from the show, Gumball. Not the cat one, like a literal Gumball, who also happens to be blue. Oh no. So she noticed me drawing the little character, and she asked about it. Maybe I showed it to her. I don't remember. And I told her that it was from my object show, and I asked if she wanted to read it, and she said yes to that. And from then on, we've just been friends with each other. But, like, seriously, if the table I was originally going to sit at wasn't full, or it just sat at a completely different table, things would have been so different, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, do you see how complicated this whole thing is? All of this started because I thought something was a cat. And also because of my object show, I ended up introducing Izzy to the OSC as well, which plays into the story as well. Everything I'm saying adds up to something. I'm not, for the most part, just rambling about stupid stuff. It all makes sense. It all comes together. Now, finally, we're at the part where I actually find Objectified. Why? So there's this app called Webtoons, right? It's pretty much just an app where you can, like, read different web comments from different people. Now, at this time, I didn't really use Webtoons at the time. Like, I knew about it, but I didn't really have it. But Izzy did have it, and I guess she just stumbled onto it back when Objectified was still on Webtoon. I don't know how. I'm gonna have to ask her one day. I don't think I've asked her. So one day, when I was kind of just minding my own business, I got a text from Izzy. The text maybe went something like this, like, OMG, I can't stop reading this, or something like that. So I got curious, and I clicked on the link she sent to the comment, and then boom! That's when Objectified just took over my life. I'm so sorry if I just ruined your ears, headphone users, I'm sorry. Now, it's a good thing Izzy found it before episode 30, Vampiric Gambits Part 1, because that specific episode was taken off of Webtoons because that specific chapter was too graphic for Webtoons. And so the creator decided to just take the whole thing off of Webtoons and just started just posting it on their own website, which they continue to update to this day. And a new episode comes out tomorrow. I'm so excited. But, like, we basically found it when I think episode 41 was still pretty new. The one with Dragon Scale. I think it was Humidity. It starts with an H. So, like, we had a pretty good year before it was actually taken off. And, yeah, that's my whole story of how I found Objectified. Like, honestly, to this day, I still don't know how everything just came together perfectly. Like, if just one or two things were different, I most likely would not have known about this comet. However, that stupid piece of meat has just taken over my life. Like, I swear, I just cannot stop thinking about that thing, even though I love him. At the same time, I got Dragon Skull and Babs out of it, so honestly, it's a win.